arguably one of the best new characters introduced in the Tale of Ash saga, Shen Woo managed to become a fan favorite, especially in KOF 13, thanks to his easy on the eye design and simple but effective playstyle. These are features that can easily make someone the main protagonist in other anime-based productions. Considering that he isn't featured in a lot of games and his status as a secondary figure, Shen's story is inevitably not that deep compared to others. But sometimes, characters don't need deep backstories to be successful and loved by their fans. As always, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can be notified with every new video posted. Although he is known as Shen Woo, that is his nickname actually. His real name is a complete mystery and not much is known about his birthplace either. But we do know that Shen grew up in the dark alleys of Shanghai. Since his young age, he's been a hyperactive kid, and by that I mean an extremely brutal and violent boy. Shen adored combat, and measuring himself against strong foes was what he liked the most. Because of the countless fights he had, and thanks to the insane raw physical power he possessed, he developed his own boxing technique. His fighting style was pretty simple and relied mostly on the sheer power of his punches. Needless to specify, he was more of a brawler than a martial artist. As time passed, his reputation grew, along with the number of enemies he made on the way. Shen became to be feared among thugs and criminals as the god of war of Shanghai. Just as he was getting bored of his weak regular opponents, he made the acquaintance of a mysterious young man. One day, Shen was approached by a flamboyant individual. The curious guy presented himself as Ash Crimson. He asked Shen to join his team for the upcoming 2003 edition of the King of Fighters tournament. Although suspicious about the real intentions of Ash, the idea of encountering worthy fighters in a prestigious fighting competition made Shen accept Ash's offer almost immediately. He met his third teammate, the mysterious assassin Dulon, soon after and befriended him. Then all three men entered KOF 2003 under the name Hero Team. At the end of the tournament, Shen was immensely frustrated for not having to fight the true masterminds of the competition. He expressed his respect for his two partners' strength and his hope to meet them again before he left in an attempt to catch up with Mukai and see who's the strongest among the two. He had no idea that he was just a tool for Ash to reach the real sponsor of KOF and rob her of her sacred treasure. When KOF XI was announced, Shen was yet again asked by Ash to join his team, but this time their third comrade Dulon was replaced by an old retired hitman named Oswald. Shen didn't know that Dulon learned about Ash's manipulation during the last KOF and that he joined his childhood friend turned fiercest rival Elizabeth to stop him. As for their new companion Oswald, he was in search for a rare drug pill which Ash promised to tell him how to obtain it should he agrees to join his team until the end of the tourney. And so the three men entered the competition with each his own objective and agenda. Once the tourney came to a close, Oswald demanded his payment from Ash as agreed. The sly little man obliged by telling him that he could only get the pills from a provider from Shanghai. The thing was, the provider won't accept money as a payment. The only payment they'd accept is to eliminate their sworn enemy, who turned out to be none other than Shen. Then Ash turned to Shen and told him that since he always wanted to face a strong opponent, he wouldn't find a deadlier foe than Oswald. After tricking them into fighting each other, Ash left them to pursue the real goal behind his participating to KOF, which was the Yasakani duel. Although the fight between the two former teammates was brutal, no one knows who came victorious from it. But at the very least, we do know that both Shen and Oswald survived. Realizing that he was manipulated by Ash all along didn't please Shen at all. As someone who treasures loyalty and friendship, he wasn't going to let that pass easily. He met his past teammate Dulon and the two decided to look for Ash, but to no avail. They came to the resolution to join forces with the person who knew their target the most, Elizabeth. All three learned that Ash had allied with those from the past and that he would be present in KOF XIII. Without hesitation, all three entered the competition as well, in order to settle scores with him once and for all. They managed to reach Ash during one of the matches, who replied to Shen's angry threats by his typical nonchalant manner. It was at this time when Saiki and his followers entered the stage. After the ultimate goal of Ash came to light and the gate of time closed, resulting into a paradox that erased Saiki and Ash from existence, Shen and Dulon already forgot everything about their target. Elizabeth, however, just couldn't forget about Ash. They stayed with her as she mourned him, not understanding what kept them from leaving. All what she knew is that he made a promise. Shen is a simple character, both in terms of personality and fighting style. His wild, outgoing temperament shows in the way he fights. He is a pure brawler like Yamazaki, though not as crazy thankfully. His main asset is his superhuman strength. Shen's punches may not be as refined as those of a typical martial artist, they certainly are devastating, almost as Ralph's. What they lack in style gain in terms of sheer raw power, a power that can be further boosted by ki energy, which Shen has some control over. In addition, his punches can deflect projectiles barehandedly. While he is very rude, blunt, and likes trash talking, Shen is by no means a malicious or ill-meaning person. He is very loyal to his friends and expects them to be the same. If not, he will understandably hold grudges, as it was the case with Ash. He lives to meet and fight strong adversaries, and that seems to be his sole motivation in life. The simplicity of his character, along with his design, are what almost made him the main protagonist of the Tale of Ash saga. With Oswald, Shen is definitely one of the best additions to that arc. Special thanks to my patrons for their generous support. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.